We're back, people. We're back live and direct. Live and direct. Let me know if there's anyone in the chat. We're back for the post game analysis. I apologize. I had to run out. You know, we take a little bit of break after such a very heart wrenching loss. Hope you guys can come back and join the stream. I really didn't change the thumbnail. I just put post game on it. So let's hope it registered. Sure it did. Come, people, we're live. Come back in the chat wherever you are, wherever you went to. Um, Hopefully, people, you got the notification. We have enough to talk about after the game. A lot to talk about. A lot to talk about. A lot to talk about. Looks like I only have 2 people watching here. Hopefully, we can roll in. God bless you. Thanks for joining or for rejoining. I had to take a break. That was a very difficult loss for me to swallow. That loss should not have occurred. I am very disappointed. The phone line open, people. We are taking enough calls. Sorry, if you hear enough noise in the background, I'm in AC because you can see me out change shirt. Wait inside. Let me turn it off now. And my mobile AC probably make enough noise, so I apologize for that. Bless up, King Jav. Mindset. Thanks for back. Mindset. We were handling the pressure. Mindset. That's the thing in the mindset. I don't disagree with you that we gotta play better offensively, but we're handling the pressure. We're handling the pressure. There was no pressure. Yes, they got a couple shots, but Mexico normally gets behind us when we play them, right? Get behind us quite a bit. We had 5 people. We were marshalling them. Claudine, why Claudine? You beat me, but Antonio, him play well. Him play well. But Claudia, you see, so Dixon come on and look out of place though. Eh? Yes, King Job. I agree with that. Why? You see, coach, I get beaten. And you know what? Him deserve to get beaten. Bomb Sports. Hey, Brian, you have a channel, people. Brian Mighton, who we know from a lot of different channels, including Manning's Man, has his own channel now. So, Brian, welcome. It's called BAM Sports TV. I assume that's your acronym for your first, middle, and last name. So I'm going to assume that based on the acronym I see here. But go over and subscribe to a BAM channel. And while you're there, too, subscribe to my channel too. Because no fun just come and watch and take me free information me I go and give me none. Hey, it's a transaction now. Then we want to call phone a ring. Bless up. Good night. Good night. You are here on the Cranky Life post game show. Who am I speaking to, and what do you have to say? First of all, what's your view of the performance of the team?
All right. First of all, my point of view of the team. Couple of sparks in the first half. Definitely the second half, the first 10 minutes, we did came out with a little bit of power fight. We did play a little bit attacking, pressing game in the first. I would say a little bit in the first 10 minutes of the game. In the second half, we did play that. After that, we laid back. I just feel like the game beat us because it wasn't fit enough. It wasn't fit because if it was fit enough, would have at least pressed the Mexican team, not all the way throughout the game, but for a certain amount of time. We stopped pressing. The players were very dreadful, very tired. Attacking force was average tonight. Yeah, and I mean, where can I start, Cranky? I mean, the coach, man, oh my, the coach, a lot of errors he make today. First error, take off one defender and bring on another defender while we're not winning the game. Very conservative change, substitute he made. Very conservative. He wasn't trying to win the game. He was just trying to see out the game for a draw. Because if he was trying to win the game from the 55 minutes, Demar was bound to come off. Demar agree. He was tired. Demar haven't played a game in 6 weeks. Demar should not even have stayed on the field for so long. Understand me? And the coach made the change in the 80th minute. The man my ball for the change from the goal score. We have make the change there. And what the change should I make from the first 20 minutes in the first half? Because once Mexico start pressing us and stop having the ball possession, we start to back up. And oh my, how many times we're gonna see this goal scorer in Jamaica cranky? How many time? How many time? The coach not doing his research, man. This goal
Okay, we should be good. Go on. We should be good. Should get sound on.
yes,
Yeah. Hello.
yes, I'm hearing you. Everything is okay with the
Everything is
connection.
everything is good. Everything is good now.
Okay, yes, I'm saying like why the coach makes two defensive change while we need attacking change. We shouldn't have went to two defensive change. We should have put on Cephas and
Yeah.
bring on the little boy Dixon. You see the fire sparks that we have in the final 10 minutes in the game. You see you see what they bring.
Yep.
How many times he gonna learn from his mistake? The coach, his technical decision was very poor tonight. His subs was very poor tonight. We didn't need two defensive for what? And we have 35 minutes left to go in the game. So you tell me, say I defend the whole 35 minutes. That's why Mexico
Yeah.
are gonna score on us because
Actually, it was less than 35. He changed it in 60 something minutes, so it's less than it was less than 35 minutes. Probably more like
okay. Say
yeah,
about 29 minutes, then 20, 25, 29
yeah,
minutes.
yeah.
All right, and he make the sub. Why you make two defensive sub? Where we're gonna get the attacking force going forward? We have Damian Lowe, Casey Palmer that don't go forward, and we have Bobby Reed that go forward, and we have Mikel Antonio and Shimmer that they're not a pacey player. So where the pace coming from? You see where I'm coming from?
Yeah. Yeah, no, look, the changes we've talked about the changes when they occur. We didn't understand them, but I keep saying we don't know football. I know the coach know football, and we don't. We didn't go to get the certifications and all that. But even a blind man can see them changing. Don't make no sense. Now, unless the players are injured, and even if they're injured, I would not make those two changes. We have been saying Dixon and Cephas for Nicholson and Gray for a long time. We didn't see the Bernard change coming. We didn't see the Low coming on the field change coming. I have no idea what those change was about. So yeah, I'm confused as you are, Carl.
Man, I see how the game for a draw. Man, John, man, want to draw the game. I wouldn't fool. This is the weakest Mexican opponent we have ever faced in a cranky. We give away chances. This Mexican team is dreadful and horrendous.
Yeah.
They're not good. The goalkeeper, we haven't really tested the goalkeeper. We have had two shots on target.
Well, we tested
Why
him.
we never test the
Makisa
coach?
tested him, but
Yes,
apart
but
from
when the
that,
game is over, Cranky, that's what I'm saying. When the game was almost over, you understand? The
yeah.
keeper not good. Can I at the third ranking goalkeeper that's in Mexico? Third choice. That for sure. He's not good. Every time a square come in, he's not comfortable to take the ball down. He always going with that fist. Anytime a square come in, he always going with that fist. That's show you, okay, once we get the ball on the 20 yard, take a shot. Another thing, Greg Lee, man. Oh my, how many times we're gonna see this? Oh my, just for so frustrating today, man. Why we don't learn from a mistake? Stop the ball from coming in. Stop the ball from coming in this in the 6 yard box, man. Stop the ball from coming in. Greg Lee watch the man screw the ball. You know how much time Missy Greg Lee I watch him man the man screw the ball? Why you don't close down the man? Close down the man, bro. Come at them balls, man, and
Well, to be
IQ,
fair to
man,
Greg Lee,
you.
though, Gray wasn't giving him a
Oh.
ton of help, right? To be fair to Greg Lee, Gray wasn't. Look, defensively, we were okay. They had a shot in the first half, a really good shot that he took from the left side, because the 2 or 3 shots they took was from the same side of the field. We didn't
Yeah.
have no pressure on the ball, but the changes killed us.
Alright, you know, if I want to know, I know say, oh, we're going to data. It's if I want me see the number 9 take the shot the inside of the box. I say, why the number 9 has so much space? The number 9 should take that chance, you know, in the second half, you know. You remember that chance, eh? The number 9, the black Mexican?
Yeah, we know this. Yeah,
Open. Why we left him so open and we are playing back 5? Him not get no chance, it's no time cranky. You understand? We need to close down. Alright, you see the United States game? You see the United States game, cranky?
yeah.
That game will play very good defensively. Very, very good defensively. And you see, him take out Damian Lowe and him take out Hector. Implant. Bernard no start no time cranky. Bernard look off today. I'm not gonna lie. Him look off.
You don't think Bernard played okay today?
Yeah, he make a one good challenge. Yes, but he needs a next player to now close down the man them. If the one thing I like with Damian Lowe cranky, yeah, I'm gonna sell himself, but I'm gonna sell himself and try with the ball. Understand? Or try for the man. That with Damian Lowe. Bernard just lay off, watch the man take him on, and come on, bro. I'm too soft, man.
I hear you, Carlo. All right.
Too soft, man. Cranky, man. We need. Boy, I mean, no. The coach, we have to go with the next 2 games, 6 points. Not more than 6 points, because
You know the next 2 games may be harder than this game, right?
yeah, this was the easiest game.
Yeah.
But I feel like physicality wise, we can win the game against Venezuela if we approach it right, full. Because on the counter, we can kill them on the counter and we can kill them in the air. So if we go about these last 2 games,
right.
If we win the match against Venezuela, Ecuador, which is gonna be I think Ecuador, and then we can win the match against Venezuela, we might have a chance because the game they never drew. If the game we drew the first match and we lose, it would have been so bad. But a 3-point deficit, we have to go try and make up.
All right, Carlo. Someone is calling in. So thanks for the call. I appreciate the call, though. I'm
all right,
call. All right, thanks.
Yeah,
good night. You're calling Cranky Live. Who am I speaking to?
Even Cranky, you're speaking to Gavin.
Gavin, good night. How are you doing?
I am frustrated. Cranky, I have a bone to pick with one of your calls.
Yes. I'm glad it's my caller, not me. Pick the caller. Don't pick it with me. Go on. Go.
All right. So here's the situation now. You have to be fair in our analysis of situation. And when you talk, you're one of the persons that I listen to because you always seem to approach situation with a view to be as balanced as possible. I have a bone to pick with Manny's man. Here's why. I think all of us have inherent biases. That's just reality. But when we are in situation, we must be very, very, very conscious of what we're saying. When Arteta does things as it relates to Arsenal, he's the one who calls out players. He's the one who calls out players to be taken off, persons to be fired, this, that, and the other. For example, Kai Havertz. Kai Havertz is a relatively good forward in Europe. There are a lot of Arsenal fans who don't like him and don't like the way he play. And I've heard Mannings man cuss off others. However, when there are persons who are in our national program, when certain things, when persons are critiquing some of these persons, he tends to be defending them. And tonight is one of the nights where I'm highly frustrated, and here's why. The coach seems to have this thing when feel like he don't want to step on anybody's toes. The reality is this, Cranky. Mikel Antonio and Boza, they don't work well together. You have two men up front where basically are like trailer. They don't work well together. The fact of the matter is that I love Mikel Antonio, but the reality is I would rather see him get like a 25, 30 minutes. Yes? No, Shamar is the one producing, so I have to start with it. Now the situation is this. Demary Gray, he has not been fit for the longest while. So you playing him 70 minutes make no sense. Yes? You want, even though Cephas is not technical, I would play Cephas from the start. Here's why. Because the Mexican, they are coming in waves after waves after waves. You need an outlet, somebody to run in behind. Not when we can see the one of the Mexicans have no need to come forward, so they are sitting back. Cephas is not going to give you anything because they're sitting back, and Cephas works best when he's running into space. He's not that technical to get around people. The next issue I have in the midfield, right? I love Damien Lowe. Damien Lowe, I'm a boy. But that change never made no sense. All right, let us say that you're putting Damien in the midfield. All right, fine. What the hell is Casey Palmer doing in the midfield? Casey Palmer is not doing anything. I see Casey Palmer make some failed attempts at asking for the ball, but he doesn't do anything. He hides from the ball the entire game. He doesn't do anything. Why not put Karai in there? You have Casey Palmer play the entire 90 plus minutes. Yeah. And at the end of the day, you have Karai there. You're not getting anything from Casey Palmer. I can't recall we getting anything from Casey Palmer. It makes no sense. It makes absolutely no sense. And the next major thing we have an issue with Cranky. I was listening to Oral Tracy, right?
Yeah.
Leading up to the World Cup qualifiers, right? And in it, Oral Tracy said to the coach, and the coach directed John Wall to answer the question, to say that Jamaica tends to concede very late in games. You know what the coach answered to Oral Tracy was, Cranky?
No, I didn't hear the interview.
Okay, he said we have a confirmation bias. That's what he said.
Yes, we have a what? What's a confirmation bias?
Confirmation bias is essentially is that you say something is a particular way, and so you look for the slightest evidence to justify that view or that perspective that you hold. So he's saying that you probably have, because we may have one instance where we concede late, we just once we see that one is
I get it, but the audience need to know. I understand, but the audience need to know. So I think historically, the coach may not realize this, but we have done this historically. So that perception is not something Oral made up. It's before the coach.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And you know how vexed I am, Cranky? Because to show you that these persons don't seem to be in touch with reality, right?
Right.
The Dominican coach said in his interview on Sportsmax after the match, because Sportsmax interviewed, he said that Jamaica tends to concede at the 78th minute. So what we did, we sat back and we wait until the 78th minute. We made some changes, and that's when they scored. He said 78th minute. Cranky, you know what time we conceded today?
No, it's close to 70th.
69 minutes, almost under that. We conceded in this game what I consider to be a late goal. A late goal is from 70 minutes onward. That is a late goal. We conceded late in this game. We conceded late in the game against Dominica. We conceded late in the game against the United States. I remember one time we go down to Argentina. Coach Tapper Whitmore go down at Argentina, and a guy, I don't remember his name, Ryan Johnson, I believe it was. He scored against Mexico. He scored against Argentina, and we were about to win the game. And within the last 5 minutes, they scored against us. And next instance, when we were, I don't remember. I think it was during the 2020 period, going up for the World Cup qualifiers. We lead in Mexico again. We lead in Mexico, and this is one of the reasons I cannot forgive Alba's point. We lead in Mexico 1-0. Yes, Javian Brown was down that right side. He was defending the life out of him. Chucky Lozano was twisting him in and out. But guess what? He could not carry on. And this was like the 76th minute. They had to make a change. They put on Alvas Powell, right? Within 5 minutes, 2 similar goals scored the same way with 5 minutes left to go. And they're saying that is confirmation bias. It makes no sense. And then when you say these things, man is one of those persons who come and is saying that
Carla, I have to cut you. Nothing but Manning's man. I want to get done anything there, Carla. So
no,
please stick on crank. If you want to be cranky, you're cranky, but I mention Manning's man. See me I say? I want to have responsibility for just them thing there. But me know what you say, but I don't want to be involved in that. See me I say, Carla?
Okay, fine. All right, fine, no problem. But my thing is cranky. There are persons, when persons are making critique, so my issue is when we're making critique of Arsenal and we're making critique of the Arteta and the forwards, persons have no issues with that. And then when we're making critique of our coach now, persons are making
Carla, I think they may be having a press conference. Let me see if I can click into it. I apologize, but I think they may be. I'm sorry to cut you off. Let me see if I can click into it because somebody's trying to come in. Hey, Jason. I can't hear you. I'm trying to click into. They may be having a press conference. I'm trying to click into it. All right.
Yeah. All right. What kind of ball game them man I watch?
Yeah. But Jason, I'll call you back. Let me try to click into this press conference. I'm not sure I can get in. But let me see what's being said. All right. Thanks. All right, people. I'll try to see if we can click into this. Hopefully we can do it on the WhatsApp because they sent something here for a press conference. I think we have a lot of dissenting views tonight, people, on how the game transpired. 876. I'm trying to click into this thing. 7876. It now got through it. They sent out a link here for a number for the press conference. I'm trying to call into it, but it's not allowing me to do so. For some reason, don't seem like I'm getting through. I would love to hear the coach and what he has to say. New contact. Sorry, people, but I think this is an imperative to do. If I can get into this thing, let's see if it works. Let's see if this is a press conference. I don't know what it is. Let's hope somebody pick it up. I think I may have dialed the one. Let me see something. They're not answering. This may be Simon's number, actually. Not picking up people. I thought this was a press conference number because I see something here in the chat, but hasn't worked for some reason. I may be calling the wrong number. Let me just see again. But it's important if we can get to this press conference because I would love to ask the coach at Kristen. I'm telling you the truth. I have no idea why the change was made. That change changed the game. I'm sure he will have an explanation. Obviously, which me now by post-match press conference audio.
There it is. Volume is all the way up. Yes, I checked. Everything should be okay.
Ah, this is lovely.
All right, people. This is a post-match press conference. I assume this is Memorex and not live. Or is it live? We'll see. This is the post-match press conference, people.
Good night, everybody. Welcome to the
Can you guys hear? Make sure you can hear.
2024. We are here with the
Let me know if you can hear everyone.
Harrison from Jamaican national team. Before we start, please remember it's not allowed to broadcast or record with any cell phone or any devices. Remember that you can download the press conference using the QR codes available in this room. If you want to ask, please raise your hand and wait to be chosen with the microphone. Introduce yourself and the media. Questions?
We'll start in English. Henry Bushnell from Yahoo Sports. Just what were your thoughts on the match, and did you feel like you deserved to get a result, at least from?
Yeah, I'm biased, of course. But no, I thought the game was entertaining. It was entertaining. There was a lot of actions in it. First half, maybe like expected, Mexico had more off the ball, but I think we created some really good chances in counterattacks, in set pieces, etc. And I think half time we were quite happy with how we played. I think tactically, all the game we played pretty well tactically, solid defensively, limited their chances with shots from outside. Sadly, they scored from one from outside. Second half, started well again, scored the goal. Fraction offside, I've seen it again, and it was correct referee. And I want to give the referees credit for this game. It was a tough game to referee, so I want to give them credit for this match, even though sometimes coaches don't do that when they lose matches, but I think they handled it quite well, this game. And then the moment, maybe 10, 15-minute chapter in the game, when they scored the goal, we were really struggling. I don't know why we dropped too deep, so we never could kind of defend the second ball that came out, and the goal came exactly from that moment. But then again, in the end, we fought to the end, and I'm really proud of the players, how they played this game to the end. We gave them a tough match, and in the end, I was hoping and I thought we deserved to score one, get something out of this game. But I think overall quite happy with the game, defensively, especially tactically, well executed from the boys. We still need to protect the ball better when we have it, and that is something that slowly we will improve. But yeah, overall quite happy with how the game played out. Of course, unhappy with the losing, but these games, big games like this against a tough opponents with all the supporters with them, will only help us grow.
Profesor Jesús Padilla de Furia Deportiva, ¿considera usted que fue justo el haberle anulado el gol a su equipo?
Yeah, when you see it in replay, in slow motion, I think he was a fraction offside. Sadly, because it was a fantastic goal. So I would recommend that we stop using VAR.
Hey, Coach General from Gaming CONCACAF. You spoke about the defensive performance and kind of getting things right, it seems, tactically. I wanted to ask about your setup with Damian Lowe coming into the match in the second half and coming at the same time as Michael. Maybe a bit of bad luck that you put in to defenders, big players, and all of a sudden the goal comes right after that, not three or four players. But what went into the decision to set up like you did, and then maybe that bit of luck there?
Well, the decision was made because it was a family crisis and he needed to go the last 2 days prior to the match. So he didn't participate in our preparation for this match. So we kept him on the bench to begin with. Is of course we're missing a little bit steel in midfield, but I think Bobby Reid came in midfield and did a marvelous job. We kept the ball better than we have often done, at least. So I think it was a good change. It was also a surprise probably to the Mexicans that we played like this, different from our formation from before. No, and it was, I think, like I said, overall the players, I give them credit for this game. It was a lot of positives, even though we are all disappointed and it's a very silent dressing room. I think we can take a lot from this match and build on that going forward in the tournament.
Buenas noches, Martín Núñez Escobar para Independencia Hispana de Selección, medio chileno. Quiero preguntarle por lo que se viene. Ganó Venezuela un partido difícil ante Ecuador, hoy día Jamaica pierde. ¿Cómo proyecta lo que queda de grupo?
Well, losing the first game in a competition sets up the second game, a must-win game. And that's a must-win game for Jamaica, and that's a must-win game for Ecuador. So I know Felix Sanchez really well from my years in Qatar, a good friend of mine, and I know he will want to do everything to win this match. As I've heard, they lost a player early in the game, so probably and hopefully they will be dead tired after this game. But it's a similar game to this one.
Why are we doing this? Why are we calling now? The thing is playing. Come on, people. You can do better than that. You can't call now. We're in the middle of the conference. Jesus.
It's going to be physical. It's going to be tempo in the game. It's going to be a lot of fight. And we just need now, these days, in between, to get a good recovery and be ready for facing a tough opponent in Ecuador in 3 days.
Any other questions?
Good evening, Coach. Cesar Porcel, UDN Radio. Well, what would you say is the biggest challenge that your team faced out there in the pitch tonight against a team like Mexico?
Well, I think it's psychological, the tough opponent, because they have always been the powerhouse in our confederation, and it's psychological. I think in many ways we match them on the pitch. It's both for the Mexicans to have the superiority, always have winning, always play in the finals in all CONCACAF competitions. So I think it's psychological, and I think we just need to do one win, and then we will overcome this. And I felt like in the match, when we had the ball, there was not the confidence on the ball like they had. I think that was a difference when you saw how they were so confident on the ball, and when we won it, sometimes we were hiding a little bit, and we were not. There's so much quality in this Jamaican team, but we kind of struggling to get it out, to get players to be more, aggressive, to be more brave, to be more confident. And I think psychologically that's the only difference between these teams at this moment.
Buenas noches, Mr. Ismael Mondragón de Fútbol Total Honduras. Lo mostrado hoy en este partido ante México deja muchos sabores felices para la selección de Jamaica durante esta Copa América y lo que será para las eliminatorias rumbo al Mundial de United 2026. Buenas noches.
For Jamaica, how will it affect Jamaica? Now, like I said, losing the first match is always bad, because that sets up a must-win game in the next round. So it's just a different approach for the next game. Now we need to have a strategy, not going maybe too defensive. We need to be more attacking minded. We need to score a goal to win the game. So that is, I think, not winning the first game, losing the first game, that just changes the approach how you do the second game. And then the third game is you never know what you need from the third game, but you need a win. Now we need a win, either next game or the next one after.
Hey, Coach. Andres Minor from Spanish Sport Media. This team of Jamaica is very strong and very fast, but Ecuador got very similar aspects.
Mm-hmm.
So for the next game against Ecuador, what you can expect about your team?
No, we have analyzed Ecuador is a fantastic team, and their record is awesome. They don't concede goals. They conceded 2 tonight. I don't think they have conceded 2 goals, many times in the last year and a half. That is one thing. They are really tactical. They are very physical. Maybe even more physical than Mexico, but the game will be similar. So high tempo, a lot of tackles, a lot of players sacrificing themselves. So we just need to be ready for that. That is the game that is going to be played. So, and I promise you, it's going to be a good game. It's going to be a good game.
Thanks, sir.
Hi, Stuart James from The Athletic. Your players were out on the pitch for a long time at the beginning of the second half before the Mexico players came out, which has been kind of a bit of a feature in the tournament, quite today. You don't sound like the sort of makes excuses, but is it something that frustrated you at all? Were you aware of it?
No, it's just disrespectful. The game, the halftime is just 15 minutes. And if they can take longer, then we should get at least the same chance to stay longer. So it's just unfair and disrespectful.
Profe,
Sorry.
cuando estaban tocando el himno, observé los rostros de los jugadores y no había expresión de emociones en ellos. Desconozco la cultura de los jamaiquinos, pero ¿habrá un aspecto ahí que no estaban motivados para el partido de hoy por lo que yo interpreté en el rostro de ellos, o simplemente estaban bien concentrados por lo que tenían enfrente?
Well, in the game is what makes all the difference. I think they were really motivated in the game. I like that more than being motivated in the national anthem.
Any other question? Thank you very much.
She doesn't want to give you
What do you think of the pitch?
It's tough. It's tough, but it is what it is.
Thank you.
So, people, that was the press conference. You heard the coach. I thought the questions were a little bit soft, to be honest. I don't know who these reporters are. There's a lot of, obviously, it's Copa America, so most people in South America speak Spanish, for example, and in Mexico also. But I did think they should probably translate, since the coach is speaking English, for the audience to hear. That wasn't being done. Let me know if you can hear me, people. That wasn't being done, and I think that's a bit disappointing, because I'm sure there's gonna be something there that they're reading, both Palmer and the coach Palmer, earlier in the pre-game conference and subsequently, so we could hear what the questions are. But if I interpret the questions, they weren't basically challenging him on his substitution. And his answer to the substitution question, which was phrased diplomatically, was that what he inferred was that Damien was going to start, but because he wasn't in training, except for the last 2 days, that's why he didn't start. So is that why you brought him in? Because he's saying that he brought him in because it appears they were sort of losing part of the battle in terms of not recovering when they were being pressured in the second half. I didn't really see that. I thought we were pretty comfortable. I thought, yes, second half, as I mentioned before during the telecast, that Mexico's forwards, instead of being leaning on the defenders, were coming off them to receive the ball, and we're getting more opportunities and more space. But I didn't think Bernard deserved to be taking off the field. And I didn't know why we're putting on two defenders, because then you're surrendering anything except playing defense. You're not going to suggest that you're going to play any offense at all. So that was really interesting. Yeah, good question before the game as to why there are no Jamaican reporters or questioned by Jamaican media personnel. It seemed like it's all Spanish personnel asking. It's supposed to be Copa America and CONCACAF invitees, so you expect for a Jamaican coach. You'd have mainly Jamaican media asking the question of the Jamaican coach, not media from other countries. So it's really strange. You guys can call in. And everyone, two things. During the game and when we have press conferences, we can wait until after the game or after the conference to call in, people. All right? We shouldn't call in during the game. Good night, Jason. How you doing?
First, Christian, what do you think about that midfield that played tonight?
I thought the midfield played okay.
I think that is the best midfield.
Yeah, no, the midfield played okay. The midfield played okay. I mean, granted, it wasn't your traditional midfield because we played either 5 at the back or 3 at the back, any you want to look at it. But the midfield was okay. Look, we know we're gonna get work rate from Bobby Reed, right? But also positionally, he was good, and he was pressing when he needed to. So no, the midfield was okay today. We didn't
I
lose the
think
game
that
because of the midfield.
midfield,
Yeah.
I think that midfield is the midfield that we need to go on with after tonight.
It won't be the midfield.
That I think again, go put by Damien Low.
Yes, he will put by Damien. Yes. Yeah, it's not gonna be.
And one next thing, I wonder how all of the call them mind they all over the place. When them see the main fact is the front three, the change need to make.
Yeah, I don't normally in football in general, that's where you make your changes. If you're just thinking football in general, your changes are normally up front and sometimes in the midfield. You rarely change defenders. If you change defenders, it's really the center backs you're changing. That doesn't really occur. Center backs don't get changed that much in the people. You just think about it, unless they're getting roasted.
Yeah, because them do less work. Them don't tired. So I wonder. I don't know what he thinking. And Bobby Reid and that play in the middle. To me, they have to dead out there. But me not touch. No, when I middle, I'm not touch he defense.
Someone is saying that Bernard was injured when he came off. That's why he came up. I didn't. I don't know if he was injured or not. My consternation with this whole change was we changed Gray and Bernard, and we put in two defenders. Basically, I don't understand the change. So let's say we're taking out Bernard because he's injured. Then you put in Lowe, not even Hector, because I still want to have that speed back there beside Lati, because Pinnacle is not the fastest. And if you're gonna put in Hector, then Lowe doesn't come in. I don't think you change Gray and don't put another forward on the field. So you're gonna put a forward on when you need to score a goal because you're down. It's a little bit backwards.
But you know I'm learning life, Cranky. Sometime you have to pay to learn. And
yeah, but the coach is not young anymore, Jason. Not young anymore.
I think him pay dearly for learn. Cause guess what? No, you can see impression on him face when Dan Dixon come on. Like you can see on him face. Yeah, he go get a goal.
Okay. No, Dixon come on. Dixon was leading when he came on, which was really interesting, actually. Right? When Dixon came on, he was one of the leaders on the field because he was motivating his team to come on, show some energy, show some fight, show some gusto. Now, obviously, he has a lot of energy. The people out there are probably tired saying, we've been out here working all day. You come tell us to go run around. But he showed that he had the zest and the desire and the drive to do something when he comes on. And he tried. And by the way, people, I've been saying this from day one about Dixon. The ball always seemed to find him. There are players like that. He come on and he touched the ball much more than Cephas because the ball finds people like him.
Him know if he play himself wide to get the passes. You get me? Him know if he set himself, that means him receive the ball. You know, like the other player them where you're hard to find them to give them a ball.
Yeah. No, he moves well off the ball, right? He runs the line. He creates space. He can beat a player. He shoots with either foot. He has a lot of the attributes you need in a forward. Now, he has to play at a higher level and learn more about the game. But the kid has talent. And the coach trusts him because when the coach needs a goal, he's putting him on. Right? So if you're a youngster in your team and you put him on when you need a goal, that means that the coach sees something in him in training, in practice, and what he has seen before that suggests the kid is somebody he wants to work with. So.
Well, he thought from the things the coach go and give him more time because even though Rissy say he deserve more time, but that coach, I don't know why I'm thinking, you know?
Yeah, no, can't disagree.
I don't know why I'm thinking. Every two assistant coach, when them are reason about the change, why them couldn't say is the left wing or the right wing? He come like the assistant coach, I'm not make one neither.
Well, I get the sense that Damien had to play for whatever reason. So why make the change for Hector then? Put Damien at right back then. He still suggests that he needed more steel in the middle. Well, we're not a steel mill. We don't need no steel. We need to think positional football. We need to think about where we are in the field. We need to think about how we can get the ball up the field and relieve some pressure. You don't always have to play defense to relieve pressure. You can relieve pressure with offense. So yeah.
Most one thing them come off I think the coach need to cut out the favoritism now. Because guess what? Now, this starting 11, they start the game good. Right?
Yeah.
And the midfield play good and the defense play good. So, more obviously, you go force back the game and low in the side when I see this side midfield all right.
Yeah.
You get me?
Good point, Jason.
And you say if him put back the game and low in there, remember say this World Cup, I had a World Cup here for thing board. Yeah. And then I make them changes from now and next World Cup we have thing board. All right, respect Cranky.
All right, thanks, Carl. Appreciate it. T-Got, what's up? T-Got, I'm on the show, you know, T-Got. I'm on the show. You got to call the other phone number. It's at the bottom of the screen. Let me run it. You have to call the other number.
Where's that?
It's on the screen. Just check the screen. It's on the screen. Call the other number. All right. 347-728-8625.
Okay.
All right. 347-728-8625. Thanks, Tiga. All right. All right, people. You can call in or Gunner's boss. Gunner's boss. Too much noise in my background, my you.
Yeah, man. Sorry about that. Me know me that try to call you to make you understand. So no, it's not the end of the world. But Johnny, was that right after me talk to you, you know, and me that call you back when the goal score, you know. To tell you say no, nobody gonna look around a rope around this, and I'm gonna look around that road and say like the final. We thought you are now cranky. I just like me say, you know, me call my son.
Gunners boss, 1 second. People. Me can't have 142 people on the live and 69 likes. I'm not too cheap. I don't love freeness. These are free to you. Push the like button. I do like some other people. I'm bad enough. Cause the nice thing now. I don't love no nice thing. I don't love no nice thing. I don't like bad up thing. I'm not going to subscribe to. Just hit the like button and share and subscribe. Yeah, the same thing that routine people tell you. Hit the like button, people. It's free, you know. Hit the like button, man. All right, Gunners boss. Say things. I start to interrupt you, Gunners boss. Sorry to interrupt you. Keep going.
No, we have to tell the people, man. Sometimes the people don't remember that. They don't want to remember. They don't remember.
Hey, Gunners boss. We have to stop with this, because we have some fun on this. Because we're losing us, so we have to try to cheer up yourself. Claudine said she not calling again, can we clip her? Guys, you know who Andy Warhol was? Andy Warhol said, but everybody in life have them 50 minutes of fame. Claudine, I try to give you 50 minutes of Claudine. You know what? You don't want the 50 minutes, Claudine. You want to see Anonymous? And you were so good. Everybody have praised you, Claudine. I don't understand you. But you ain't gonna.
Well, you can read the comment them, Claudine.
Yeah, you can read the comment them, Claudine.
Read the comment them, man. I know say you need more clippings like that, Claudine. How are you?
Yeah, should we call him more often? That the people must say we call him more often. They must say me don't know about football. She know more football. Me don't know about football. That they must tell me. And they may be right.
Yeah, man. Me I tell you, me just say one thing. Like we say, you know, defense should have played good. You know, defense don't have to mess with, you know, put on 2 man up front to run for the people. You know, play football, but that's what I think. Should have go see pass and Dixon should have come on, and them man that could have come on later on when we get that one goal now and tighten up the thing.
Yeah.
As the man them step on the field, the goal score, brother. So that means they say something no understand. We don't know what going on. So
yeah.
The coach. I don't make the coach make a dumb move there. So backward change substitution, the coach make can lose the game, brother. Because we have the game, you know, we're supposed to take one chance off of Mexico in the next 20 years, you know, because that's how we catch them, you know.
Yep.
When we catch them, you know. We get with chances tonight and beat, you know, because even the announcer them, you know, them are cheer against Jamaica, but you can't hear them give defense or the half time coming up, them give defense to whole like credit until the man make a change.
Look, I hope Bernard is okay. I hope he wasn't injured, because if he wasn't injured, that should be the first question people ask the coach. That's why we need Jamaican media or Caribbean media or English-speaking media asking the question. The first question Coach, you seem to have been playing brilliantly defensively. Why did you make the change you did? What drove that? That's the first question.
Exactly. That's the only question I want to ask. No, you never answer that, you know.
I mean, we were beating the change when the change was made. We were beating the change. We were saying that's a bad change.
Of course, man. It was a dumb change, man. Dumb change, man. The coach supposed to know better than that. That's not what we need right now. We don't need to make a nothing from the back line on. So they have to be great. Like so.
Yeah, I don't understand Gunners boss. I understand Gunners boss. I understand. I'm confused.
It's shocking, man. I have to call when I call and I see I take my call, brother. I have to call some people and tell them to go on. To go down the basement. I take up the rope them and I cut down our tables out of the place because the man just take out this thing out of the game, brother. That's all me I say, you know?
Yeah.
Man, just mess up the Saturday night, that Sunday morning, you see it?
Yeah. But I wasn't going anywhere tonight anyway, so I just got my bed and I cry myself to sleep. You don't mean a balling thing, I cry myself to sleep.
ain't nothing to cry about, man. You know what I mean? I mean, we pick Jamaica, I say, no. I mean, what are we winning up? I'm hoping up because we don't really know if we're better than Mexico, but tonight we look like we're better than Mexico. Kudos to us. They look coach mess it up.
Yep, I agree, Gunners boss.
Yeah, man, the coach. That one of the for you, 100% coach.
Yep.
Yeah, we're not let nobody off of the hook right now. We are trying to mess up this thing. We are trying to the coach. You know better than that. I don't know why you do that. What was you thinking? That come give cranky and some people some explanation around here, coach. Yeah,
but you know, so with that, me and Claudine, they have beat the coach sometime, you know. Because we don't understand how he manage the thing, and him just prove a point tonight.
Big up yourself, Sister Claudine. Colleen, no, because me are going up with a Colleen from the Alabama. And tell you, let's see the game, baby.
All right, Gunners boss. Bless up. Thanks for calling. Yeah, man. Cool. Yes, the Gunners boss are very concerned about me. People, he thought I may do something to harm myself. Good night. Who am I speaking to? Hello,
Cranky.
Yes, who's this?
Chicago man, Gary.
Gary, how you doing, Gary?
Me there, boy. Me there.
So, Gary, you only have 5 minutes, though, Gary. Because everybody get 5 minutes. Because you know it's late, right? So, go on. Say a thing.
Now, I say something to you. The coach said, Damien can play Damien low. The middle open. So, I wonder why he take over and put him in there, the middle open. He said that, you know. So, that is my problem. If the guy injured, that's okay. And I hear say one thing again where I believe. The man, them like afraid when they get the ball to chew. They don't confident themselves. And that is one. But we look good. I feel good. But that's the one mistake. You know?
Well, I don't know if it was we said mistake. You mean a mistake with the change or mistake with our play on the field?
Change, man.
Okay.
Well, if my guy injured, well, he get away. You understand me? But he always said whenever Devin Lua play in there, he always leave it open. He always said that, you know.
Right.
So I don't know if you want to try something to look like Canada game when Devin Lua win one ball up and give them. And if that team want to try and it don't work. So, you know?
Yeah, now I hear you.
So I give the benefit of doubt. But we look good.
Yeah.
And when say the players, them afraid when they hold the ball, it's like them afraid just to hear about this Mexico. And it look like it's true.
No, I think, Carla, I think what happens is we're going to realize this, which is Mexico is very fit and they press higher than we do. We do half-hearted press. They do almost like full press. So when you have the ball deep in your area, they're charging at you. And if you're not in position to play those diamond, those triangles to get out of it, then you may turn the ball over, and we don't want to take that risk, so we will go deep. And also part of our strategy is to go deep to our big center forwards and have them try to bully the Mexicans. So I thought tonight we tried in a number of cases to play the ball. Yeah. We went long a lot, because we always go long a lot. But I think with Bobby Reed and Palmer in the midfield, it's the best Palmer I see. I know people, I'm very confused about something. Carlos, take up your time, because you have 5 minutes. You only have 1 minute left. So maybe you talk and then me have my talk. So make it finish.
Yeah. No, go ahead, man. You go ahead.
So the point I'm trying to make is this, is that sometimes somebody says somebody don't play well. I'm like, are we watching the same game? I thought
Palmer
Palmer
played
played
good,
well. I thought
man.
Bobby Reed played well. I
Good,
thought
man.
the whole defense played well. I
Yeah.
thought my forward, I thought Gray was not up to the game. I thought Boza could have been subbed earlier. I thought Antonio played well. Right? There weren't a lot of people who didn't play well, given our ability, how we play, and the opposition we're playing against. So you always think that take it into consideration.
Yes, all right. Give me 2 minutes. Well, with Gray, no, I think he should take off Gray because if he must feel, if Fred and shoulder and don't want to take no bounce or nothing. So I think he could take off him earlier. And Boza, when he get that lick there in his head, I think he could take him off because he might get covered from that, you know?
Right.
And put on sleeper for earlier and make the midfield stay with keeper. Take off Boza and take off Gray and put on it and make the midfield stay with the midfield we got because anytime Palmer have player running we can pass the ball to him, he's dangerous. He can't play with somebody who can pass ball, give him and take it back. So it look like he don't good. But Palmer play good tonight. Really good.
Yeah. Totally agree,
Yeah.
Chicago.
Yeah, man.
I should say Gary, not Chicago.
Yeah, you can say Chicago, man.
All right,
So,
all right, Chicago. All right, Chicago.
good, all right.
All right,
Take
bless
care.
up. Thanks for calling.
Yeah, man.
So people, it's a difficult. You can call in, people. You can call in. We are limiting the call into 5 minutes though. The phone hot tonight. Bye. Good night. Who am I speaking to?
Before the game, my friend.
Before the game, good night. How you doing? What's your thoughts on the game before the game? You should have come on the stream. I thought we had called before the game.
I was watching plenty football tonight. I had three games going on at the same time.
Yeah?
Yeah, I had 3 games going on. I had to watch them.
Okay.
So let me ask you a few questions. So now, how different was this game to the 2 games in the Nations League? For me, I've been saying that that's the standard, right? The performances in the Nation League game. Tonight, Jamaica had less than 40% of the ball, but seemed to be more forward thinking. And I think I hear you saying that you appreciate the performance tonight, right?
Yeah, I think it's more comparative to the Panama game than to the US game. I think the US were more dominant against us. I thought in this game we played really well defensively. We were organized. When Mexico got to the top of the 18, normally against Mexico, they get a lot in the box against us, right? They just missed them. They had one header in the box, one clear header. The shots they took that were dangerous was outside the box on the same left side with left footers, shooting across the keeper. One almost scored. He said a good save. One scored, right? And one went over, a couple went under the bar. So I thought we did really well there. And I thought also in the midfield, which we have all complained about, we did better than we have in the past. Still a challenge, but we did better than we have in the past. What I didn't understand before the game, what I am shocked with, what I'm still trying to figure out, and maybe you can explain it to me, why those 2 changes.
It's a difficult one because we don't have the information that the coach working with, right? To make those decisions.
Yeah.
But what I would say sometimes, like I was watching a game tonight, and in the game the coach was trying to come from behind to get a goal, but made a change in the midfield. Okay? And the reason why he made the change in the midfield, from what I saw and what happened after the change, was to take control of the midfield. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I heard the comment just about why did he take off? Why did he bring on a defender? When, sometimes there are areas of the game that is causing you to have trouble in the game. You can't control the game and you're trying to control the game. And it may not be, even though you're chasing the game, making a change up front may not give you control of the game because somebody needs to create for these people,
So here's the question I'm going to ask you again. Let me rephrase the question. Would you have made those changes?
No.
Okay.
I would not have made those changes. But again, let me say that I am not. I don't have all of the information here because you were just questioning if Bernard was injured, right? we don't know.
But even if Bernard wasn't injured, I still would have made those 2 changes. Even if Bernard was injured, I may have made one of the change because I would have brought in either Hector or Lowe. Probably I brought in Lowe than Hector, given the speed I need, but I would not change Gray for Hector. There's no way, Jose.
So you would have a better feel for it as somebody in the public space discussing this thing daily. What is the expectation from this tournament?
Look, this is a barometer to gauge how we think we're going to do in the World Cup qualifiers. That's how I view this. This is a way to keep the team clicking, keep the camaraderie up, continue to build upon what the style of play or the system of play is, bringing it all together. Most of these players will be involved in the World Cup qualifiers, and to measure ourselves against better opponents, which should be a barometer to say, you know what, if we can do well against here, we can do well in the qualifiers. And maybe things that we leverage our strengths, and we can see what some of our strengths are, we can leverage going forward, and maybe even work on some of our weaknesses, right? This is helping us. This is not about winning this tournament, because we don't have the ability to win the tournament, but we also want to see if we can go as far as possible.
And that's why I asked the question, right? I don't know that it's reasonable, a reasonable expectation to talk about winning this tournament. But today's game was a CONCACAF game, really, right? Second playing third, right? Is that right? Based on the Nation League outcome. I watched Venezuela, Ecuador today. Those are gonna be they should be very difficult games, right? Going forward, and I think these games, the results, I can't tell Jamaicans how to deal with the results, but I think that would be very good competition to prepare the team and as you said, try to figure out how the team could fare against better competition. The coach in the press conference said he's going to be more attack-minded against Ecuador. Is Ecuador next, right?
Yeah, but what does that mean, though? I don't know what that means.
Well, it could mean that he's going to put more attacking players on the pitch. Right?
Where? He had a lot of attacking players today. Where?
Well, he's going to choose a formation that probably maybe a 4-3-3 that lends itself to more attacking football and seeing more of the ball. But when you watch football, Copa America, CONMEBOL teams, they're very aggressive. Right? There's a lot of contact. They work very hard to get really close to you. So it's gonna be interesting to see it. I don't think it matters. Not that it doesn't matter, but what the coach does is important. But I think what's more important is how the players respond to that environment.
Okay.
I think that's what I'm looking forward to that game tonight. Mexico wasn't great, but Jamaica looked a little bit better going forward than in the US game, as you mentioned just now. But Mexico is not any slouch either, right? So
no, they're a good team, and they play some of the better teams, and they had to warm up games, one which they didn't play well, one which they played better. And they've been getting a lot of grief from their constituent about how they're playing or not playing. But I thought tonight, we could have won this game, If Antonio's not offside, and he shouldn't have been offside, frankly, because he's looking across the line, he should not have been offside. He scores, we could have probably locked it down, right? Because even though they threatened a few times, it wasn't as if they were getting chance after chance after chance, which they normally do against us, frankly. Because a lot of times we play them, even though we may have a draw, they get 4 or 5 big chances and miss. Most of their chances tonight came from outside the box. They weren't breaking us down and going in the box. So the defensive construct worked. And we also did better in the middle than we normally do. Right? We were pretty comfortable, to be frank.
Yep.
So it was very disappointing to see the changes to me are just head scratchers. And I didn't see anyone in the chat who agreed with the changes, which is interesting. We all agreed at halftime. It's almost a consensus that, you know what? Gray and Boza should be out the game. That was the consensus. Boza finished the game.
Sometimes you do things in games that work, but you just know it worked in that moment, and you have to abandon it. It's not going to work going forward, right? Because it's just not the right So I think part of the thinking is still stuck in the second game against Canada in Canada that qualified for this tournament.
Great observation. Great observation. We have moved on.
Yeah. I think we're stuck in that moment.
Yeah. We don't realize that there's one-off situation in life. You embrace it, you cherish it, you nurture it, but you move on. Yeah.
Because it is
brilliant
clear.
observation.
I don't want to because I think a lot of people unfairly come down on Damian Lowe, so I don't want to sound like him, but he's not a midfielder, right? He's not a midfielder.
No, he's not. And it's not about Damian Lowe. It's about coaching making decisions. Sometimes you have a player, they're not in the game, and you don't need to make the change because you want to get them in the game because they're a good player. We know they're a good player, but you don't have to make the change to put them in the game because the game didn't call for the change. He's saying he made a change because he's seen that we're losing the middle. I'm going to put words in his mouth. Paraphrase what he's saying. I didn't disagree. I disagreed. I thought what happened is the Mexican get smarter and say, we're going too deep. Let's come off the defenders to receive the ball, which then means we have to push up harder on them, right? Because what happened was we were playing a high line in the first half and most of the second, and midway through the second half, we're playing a high line. But they couldn't get behind because people like Latier are too fast and Bernard too fast to get behind. And the over-the-top passes weren't working either. They weren't doing it really well. They're still trying to play the same ball they were playing. I just think it was a head scratcher. I'm telling you, head scratcher.
If you're losing the midfield and you're gonna put somebody in there, you're gonna put somebody that can break the play up, which Damian could do, but you also want that person to be able to protect the ball and take care of the ball and so that you can control the game and that is a little bit of a challenge for him, right? So but the truth is nothing could be done about this game tonight on to the next one, right?
That's true. So we have 4 days from now. We have the next game, and it's a harder game, by the way.
Yeah,
in my view, it's a harder game, much harder game.
It's much. I watched them today.
Yeah,
with 10 men. They scored, and I think they were lucky to lose that game today. To be honest with you, but Venezuela themselves have been good. So that game is expected to be physical. They in that region they run at each other. They get close to each other. So the game is going to be much more physical, and it's going to be interesting to see how the team adapt to that. So
yeah. All right. Before the game, I appreciate the call, sir. Always good.
Right. No problem at all.
All right, sir. Thanks.
All right. Take care.
That was before the game with some really good points concerning the coach, his strategy, the changes, and from where I sit, not great. So here are the SOFA scores. Sometimes I don't agree with SOFA scores, but what SOFA score is saying is that the players. So Jamal Waite, who's gotten someone. I see some in the chat saying Jamal Waite should have saved that goal. People, let's be reasonable. Go look for the goal. No save now and go on this up by most keepers in the world. I don't know that saved the ball. The ball is hit flush to his left side. It's going in the corner. Him can't do nothing about it. And I thought he kept well, by the way. He got an 8 score from SOFA score, right? And second was Dexter, who I think people were lauding about how well he played, which is deservable. And then Deshaun Bernard. I thought Lati deserved a much bigger score, by the way. I don't know what SOFA get their guidance from and what their algorithms say, but he wasn't a 6.6. He was better. I think all the 3 defenders were better than 6.6. None of them were under 7 to me. And then in the midfield, I thought Bobby Reed played really well. Dexter deserved the score. So I thought the scores aren't bad, but Shamar got a 7. And Demarai Gray got almost the same score as Antonio. SOFA score, you need work. You ain't got no optics in SOFA score. I don't know what you guys are watching, how you grade your system, and what mechanism you use, but it don't make no sense. I agree with the defense apart from Lati. I think the SOFA scores numbers should give you pause and say we were watching the same game. Seriously. Demarai Gray didn't get more than a 5 in this game. Antonio deserved more than 6.7. There's no way Boza have the highest score than Antonio. Really poor SOFA score. Can't even look for you no more. You embarrass me. I'm going to take you off ice cream. Sorry, people. Them score doesn't make no sense to me. And not because I'm some kind of football guru, but it doesn't make no sense because I watched the entire game. I watched the players. That makes no sense. Boza got a 7 and Antonio got a 6.7. I don't know what's over score. Maybe they judge forward different. Maybe the mechanism they use is different. Buenas noches. ¿Qué pasa?
Hey, Steph, what's going on?
Not much. How you doing? Who am I speaking to?
This is Sean Blake.
Mr. Blake, how you doing? How is were you in Baltimore? How are you doing?
Yes, sir.
How's it going?
I'm good. Where should I begin? Let me pick a point. Regarding sofa score, you have to go with it, right? And I say that because we can't use it for one game when we like what it says, because what it says is what we are feeling emotionally, and we can't reject it in another game because it doesn't live up to our visual optics.
So Sean, I'm gonna stop you there for 1 second. I've always challenged sofa score. You know why?
Okay.
Because sofa score can't see the person running off the ball. They can't see the pass that wasn't made. They can't see a bunch of things on sofa score. They're just using metrics to do it. So I've always challenged sofa score. But go ahead.
Okay, so then you have to challenge all of these metrics by these different websites and these
Yes.
algorithms, because it's
Fair
all
point.
algorithm.
Yes.
Right. So all right. So so that's the first point. Let me ask you a question. Simple yes or no question. Did you expect Jamaica to beat Mexico today?
Did I expect did I expect them to beat Mexico? I thought it would have been 60-40 to Mexico. Meaning Jamaica 40%. 60-40, meaning Mexico have a 60% chance of winning, Jamaica 40% chance. That's how I viewed it.
Okay.
And the reason why is
It's
because
funny
Mexico has not been playing that well.
It's funny you should say 60-40, right?
Yeah.
Because I was going to mention this later, but let me mention it now. The possession is actually 62-38, which is pretty much 60-40.
Okay.
And we know that Jamaica has been struggling with possession. So, and we know that a 38 is not great and it's not good, but typically this score would be more like, our possession would be more in like a low 30s, maybe even like a low 30s, right?
Yeah.
So yes, so it is reflective of the 60-40 that you anticipated or expected.
Yep.
Let me say, Jamaica is ranked 53?
Yes.
And we just lost to the team that is ranked 15th in the world.
Right.
And that team that is ranked 15th in the world just lose to Brazil 3-2, and Brazil is ranked number 4 in the world.
Okay.
Let that sink in, right? So if we can connect those dots, our performance tonight is not what we are making it. No.
Yeah. So one second, Sean. Belgium, I think, is ranked number 5 in the world. They lost to Slovakia, didn't they?
Okay.
Right?
All right.
So this is a familiar opponent. So we're even closer to Mexico because we've played Mexico a ton of time. They've beaten us most of the time. I think 8 over the last 14. We have won 2 and then 4 drawn. We know who they are. They know who we are. We know what the game looks like. But we're getting closer to them. So the point I'm trying to make is I don't disagree with you in terms of probabilities and the possibilities in terms of who would win. But we're closer than we have been in the past. And
Yes.
It wasn't a game in which we couldn't have had a good outcome, because if Antonio didn't make that mistake, in my view, because he shouldn't have been offside, and he scored that goal, it may have been a different game. They'd have pressed harder, but they'd be more vulnerable because they'd have pressed harder. So
listen, I'm going to get back to the point, but regarding Antonio and that goal, he tried to correct it at the last minute. He wasn't expecting that pass. He saw the ball coming, and if you go back and rewatch it, he made a step, like his back is turned to the camera, and he made a step to the right really quick to try and get back onside, which he did get back onside, but it was late. because he wasn't expecting that pass. So based on that pass right now, brethren, based on current events, it's Lamba Kisa and anything. Let me get back to the point.
Okay.
Listen, I don't think the game is as bad as we are making it seem. This is one of the best midfield, like the best I've seen this midfield perform.
Sean, 1 second, Sean. I'm sorry to cut you, but here's the thing. No one is complaining about the game. The consensus is about the changes. I don't hear anyone saying, you know what, we played poorly. To the contrary. All the calls, everything people focus on is why those changes. So let's narrow it down. Did you agree with the changes?
Let me preface it by saying we don't. So I think I know what the intention was, right? And I think I can identify where Mexico took advantage of us. What he did was, I don't know if people realize it, but what he did was he switched to the 3-5-2, because I can tell that he was debating whether or not he should go the 3-4-3, which he started with, but he switched to a 3-5-2. And what happened is, I don't think Jamaica is realizing this. Every time we make a change and the opposition score, is not that the change is not the correct change. It's a lap in concentration, because as soon as the players come in, those players have to get into the rhythm of the game. So what you need to tell your players, hey, look, when this change occurs, it's like the first 5 minutes of the game. Your awareness and your concentration has to be at its highest. It's not that the change is a wrong change. It's just that every time a change occurs, whether it be him, Whitmore, or Paul Hall, there's a lapse in concentration, which occurs naturally because it's new players coming in, new formation, and there is a lapse in concentration, and they keep on exploiting that every single time. Now, I see people asking, hey, was Bernard injured? I can tell you, Bernard was not injured. So I don't remember what game it was. I think it was in one of the 2 World Cup qualification games. He did the same thing. He took off Bernard and he brought on Hector. So when I saw that, I'm like, it looks like he's testing them under similar circumstances to see who he's gonna play. And quite frankly, I was surprised he went with Bernard over Hector, right? But when he made that change, there was nothing wrong with Bernard. He just switched to a 3-5-2. That's it. And there was a lapse in concentration when he made that switch. Now, here's where he's going to get beaten. Here is where he's going to get beaten. All right, cool. He started Boza out on the right. I don't have a problem with that, because if you saw me, I was actually typing in the chat that, hey, Boza is going to play out right. And you're like, well, have we ever seen him do that? And does he do it well? I'm like, hey, ask the coach, guys. That's what the coach is going to do. Here is where the coach went wrong, man. He brought on the right persons, but he brought them on late. You can't bring on Dixon and Cephas that late in the game, especially Cephas, because he is a runner. You are supposed to bring on Cephas if you start him on the bench. You are supposed to bring on Cephas earlier in the second half to run at the opposition for an extended period of time. In fact, what he should have done in the first half was run at them much harder, right? Tire them out, wear them out, so that when Cephas come on, he's running at them for a good, 20, 25 minutes. So the problem I have today, the only problem I have with that game, I don't have a problem with the substitution. I don't have a problem with the starting 11. The problem that I have is that he brought on Cephas and Dixon too late in the game. I think he brought them on when at the 78 is when he tried to get them on, but the ball didn't go out of bounds until like the 80th. So that's the one problem that I'm really going to beat him for.
Look, I think the setup initially was good. We discussed the changes during the game. I didn't see anyone agree with the changes when they were made. Nobody agreed with the changes. Those 2 changes, no one agreed with the changes that were made. The consent, the almost consensus was Cephas and or Dixon, Gray and Boza need to go. That was what we've been called for. Gray wasn't in the game. Boza not playing that great. We need to make those changes. We thought the defense was stellar and maintained the status quo. We thought the midfield played really well. So maintain that back 7, that back 8, tinker with the front line. We know Antonio always get hurt. We didn't ask for him to be changed, but we can understand why he would be changed. Why you want to put in, why you want to change Bernard, who is helping Lambakiza mitigate the risk on the right side of the field because he has speed and physicality. He's in the game. As you're saying, when you come in the game, you have to get up to speed. He made 2 changes in the same part of the field with 2 senior players, one who's not that quick. I'm still flabbergasted. I don't get it.
So, I think this coach he needs to grow some kahunas, man. I think he don't want to pull quote unquote star players early, which I think if we had done that, whether we had pulled Mikel Antonio or we pulled Boza or we pulled Gray and we brought on Cephas and Dixon, if we had done that early in the game, I think it would have been a different outcome. Now, let's talk about Dixon. The man came on and, brought a spark. And I'm just going to say before people, get into them feelings, I'm one of the persons who would say, yo, Dixon is baby pearl. Okay. So with that being said, why do we think, or are we assuming that if he had started, he would have had the same spark? Has he started for Jamaica before?
Against Dominica, but no one was pushing for him to start. They're talking about changes. So
Hold on.
Go ahead.
He started for Dominica, right?
Yeah.
Did he have the same spark and influence in that Dominica game?
He had more influence. He had more influence.
No.
No, he did.
He didn't.
No. When you miss 4 chances, you have influence. That means you're getting the chances.
Okay.
In fact, people say miss 6. I say 4. They say 6.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'll take that. I will concede to that. But look, my problem is with the delayed substitution, man. Like, make the change early. We don't know what he saw, why he's like, hey, let me switch the formation, let me bring on we don't know what he saw, but I just feel like he's just too late in making these substitutions. I mean, you can't wait until the last 12 minutes in a game. And anyway, yeah. But listen.
Yeah.
The takeaway from this, there is no win in losing, but the takeaway from this, we just lost to Mexico.
I would tired if we lose to them.
But no. So listen, but we lost to them tonight. We normally get beat up by them.
Well, no, we've been drawing with them of late. We've drawn with them a few times. The last 4 years, look, they beat us up in the Gold Cup. But before that, we were drawing with them, right? They're not destroying us anymore like they used to. But I do look. We gotta be proud of the defense of the team. But we still are saying offensively we're lacking and playing 2. Think about it. You're playing against a mobile team and you're playing 2 Titanics. Does that really work? The speed you get from Dixon or Cephas out wide to spread the defense, to challenge the right or left back, you're not going to get that from Boza. You're going to get the big hold-up play, turn slowly. Come on. Either you play Boza or Antonio, you don't play them both. We've been saying that for the last 2 weeks.
So here is the frame of thought. Do you pick your best 11 and then formation after that? Or do you pick the formation and fit in the top 15? They might not be the top 11 because, choose the formation first. What he is doing is saying to himself, look, I'm going to pick the best 11 as long as we don't have, I'm going to pick the best 11 and then I'm going to choose the formation after that. And then we're going to work on, chemistry and see if we can make this thing work. So that's why he went with Boza and he went with Antonio, which, listen, I think especially in the first half. I think we had some really good chances in the first half of this game.
All right. Now we
just that
look. We didn't play badly. We were a kick and H team, as I call ourselves. We tried to play the ball sometimes on the ground. We still played a lot of long ball tonight. We should be proud of the team and their effort, but I'm not proud of the coach. Well, let me rephrase that.
Point.
I'm proud of the coach and his setup initially. I'm not proud of his changes. I'm always challenging coach.
Okay.
I'm challenging Arteta on in-game management is very important in any sports.
Yes. So that's where if I would beat him for anything or give him a failing grade for anything, it would be that. But last point I'm going to make before I go. When we think about goalkeepers, defense, midfield, attack, let's grade those 4 areas. Have we seen any improvements in those 4 areas of the pitch?
We have seen improvement in goalkeepers because
Okay.
Blake is out and Jamal
Yes.
Wade. We don't look like we have missed a beat with Jamal Wade.
Okay.
Let's be honest. Jamal Wade has not. In fact, he had the highest score and sofa score. Shouldn't refer to sofa score because I challenge it. But he plays well whenever he plays. I've never seen him have a bad game for Jamaica. When
Okay.
the few times he get to play, right? We have improved defensively. We've not improved midfield wise. And up front is debatable.
Wait, Stan. No, man. You can't just gloss over the defense like that and say, oh, no, sir.
No, we have improved. No,
No,
I've said
sir.
we've improved defensively. But here's the thing. Sometimes when you
Stan,
straighten one place, but here's the thing.
need to add an adjective before that. We have like no, you need to insert an adjective, sir. You can't just say
we have improved
No.
defensively quite a bit.
Significantly.
I'm not going to use no big words like immensely. But immensely not even a big word. I'm not going to use the word significantly, astronomically. I'm going to say we've improved. We have improved the defense quite a bit.
Significantly. Listen.
But is it significantly? It was always decent, right? It was always decent. Yeah, it was always decent.
No, sir. We're gonna agree to disagree. But
all right, let's say we've improved it significantly. So have we regressed up front? Have we regressed offensively? Because it looks like it's a zero-sum game, you know.
Hold on. You just skipped the midfield.
No, I said the midfield needs work. Tonight we look decent, but since we've been on the high ground, the midfield has been challenged. Now it's about the players, not the coach. I think more than the players.
Okay.
It's more the players than the coach.
So let's refer to the whole saying, what have you done for me lately? So let's talk about the midfield tonight and compare the midfield tonight to our history with this midfield. Has this midfield tonight improved?
Yes, but as the coach says, the only reason why I played those 2 players because Lowe was not available. He said that. He said Lowe had a family problem. He came in camp 2 days before. That's why he didn't start. That's why he put him on the field because he's basically saying, I didn't start him because he had a family issue. He had a family emergency. That's what he said.
As much as Damian Lowe play in that team, Damian Lowe don't even need to be in a training camp. He can show up to the game pretty much 30 minutes before the match and just warm up, as much as he plays in this team. Anyway, so that is goalkeeper improve, defense improve immensely.
Well, I don't think the coach improved the goalkeeper. I think the goalkeeper is just take a step back.
Yeah.
Right? He may have improved the defensive setup, but he has nothing to do with the goalkeeper as far as I'm concerned. You can't get credit for that.
Wait, no. But here is where you give him credit, though. He selected that goalkeeper.
He was next in line.
Okay.
He was next in line.
Listen, Stan, based on Jamaica's history, you can't go with that saying, say, well, the next person next in line was naturally, because was Haka next in line? Who was Haka next in line behind?
Haka is always in line.
Okay, all right, cool. So, no, the forwards and attack, have we seen any improvements there?
We have seen individual brilliance. I'm not sure we have seen the way we play in a way, say it's coordinated. Because when you're attacking, you want to make sure you're coordinating. You move the ball between. No, I wouldn't say we've improved attack-wise. No. We have seen Gray, who's been brilliant. I'm not saying we have improved attack-wise. I don't think we've improved attack-wise. No. In fact, we may have regressed, frankly.
So I would agree with that. I mean, whether we say we improve or whether you say we regress, I would agree with anyone. But point is, you have four, we're not going to say phases, like 4 parts on the team. And we have improved 3 out of the 4. I think we need to be kind of taper our emotions as far as our expectations are concerned. Listen, where I am going to beat him, another place I'm going to beat him again is not recruiting midfield players for us to really take control of that midfield, because until we get a ball handler, until we can get a Ravel, I said Ravel, or not Ravel himself, but a player like Ravel, we are not going to really go from that 38% possession up to, it being a 45, 55 type a game. And another thing I want to highlight, let me not forget this. Our pass accuracy tonight, you want to take a guess, or did you see it already?
No, I haven't seen it. I would probably say it's about
73.
How much?
73.
That's not terrible for us.
That's not bad for us.
No, it's not terrible for us.
For us, and we had 317 to Mexico's 520. They had a 82% pass accuracy, and we had a 73. No, for us, I'm telling you, 73 is not bad at all. They had 20 shots on target, or they had 20 shots. We had 13. They had 9 on target. We had 4. Listen, I'm seeing improvements, but I'm concerned with the coach's in-game management and his ability or lack thereof to recruit midfielders. And that's
disappointing. I appreciate the call, sir. Appreciate the call.
Okay.
All right. Bless up.
Bless up. And congrats on the new show.
All right. Thanks. Appreciate it. All right. I hope you subscribe, by the way. Now, forget me to subscription. People, I get dated. I'm soon Twitter. If you want to call in now. I give myself 12 more minutes. Take it to 1 o'clock. At the longest, I stay up on show, Well, even not true. When Minzy yourself, I'm sure we just stay up on it late. But I was way back when. The team has departed Houston for Las Vegas, people. I think they will depart, I should say, 12:30 tomorrow, 12:30 p.m. tomorrow. I'm supposed to have a call with one of the parties in that thing, so that may not occur actually. I was going to have a show tomorrow. I have to check with them tomorrow morning, in the evening tomorrow, so that may have to be canceled because they're leaving at 12:30. I don't know if he's quoting Jamaica time, Eastern time, Nevada time. I have no idea what time it is. I was still 12:30. It's going to be Texas, so they will get there. Yeah, it may still happen. So, but I was hoping to have a call with one of the members of the party tomorrow and do a show about 3 p.m. tomorrow. People, if you're here, and I'm begging all night, 140 people at almost 1 o'clock. It is 119 likes. Me now say no more word until the likes then go up. Me I shut up more time. I get tired because me more I get dry. I beg for talk. So me take a breather. People, and it's worse than you ever show on the side. Come people, hit the like button. Hit the like button. Come on, hit the like button. Me now say no more unintelligent thing. Okay, no that me say until you hit the like button star. And it's no one gonna be like me. Come hit the like button. 190 me have. Me now say nothing. Anything until me see the like button change. It's me I got my bed because I'm late. I'm tired. I want to talk to them, but if I not hit the like button, then that means I don't like it. Then if you got on the bed like me, if you got my bed, don't hit the like button, man. 140, I 126 now. I can't start talking now. Half of the people, 14 people just left. Anyway, thanks for hitting the like button. I appreciate it. Couple of things, people. One is I am proud of the team, so I want to make sure that's clear because we got to do have a balanced perspective. During the game, even though we had a few anxious moments, there weren't many times in the game where I said, you know what, we're going to lose this game. And in fact, when Antonio scored, and even though you hear me say the whole goal thing, I had reservations about whether it was offside or not. And unfortunately, it was because I think if he scored, we'd have won the game. That's my view, even though history have shown you that we do give up late goals. So I thought the team played well. I thought Antonio played really well, even though he didn't score again. Claudine, score again. But I thought he played well, really, really well, and can't be faulted for not scoring because we played a better team, right? But we weren't outclassed, like totally outclassed. Defensively, we were really well, but we got to think about this. If we're going to play semi-low block football, we have to find ways to get out, which concerns the opposition. And a lot of times today, Antonio was isolated or Bozo was isolated. You got to have somebody playing off them, even though they're supposed to be playing together. So it's not really well coordinated, the offensive component. Defensively, we set up really well. We play really well. We defend really well. But football has three components to it, right? It's defense, offense, and set pieces. And yeah, we're okay on set pieces, even though the Mexicans in a few times and could have scored headers. We're very good defensively, but offensively, we're a work in progress, and that needs to change. We have to change that. It's not working offensively. I'm sorry, it's just not working. And that has to change because we can't keep playing like this. Now, I know people are going to say, well, Ecuador is ranked better than us. As Sean has mentioned, Mexico is about mid-teens. So we should expect to lose to these teams. But football has changed. As I mentioned a while ago, Slovakia beat Belgium, and they're ranked, I think, in the 30s or 40s, and Belgium is like 5 or top 10. So you can beat the teams ranked ahead of us, ahead of you, I should say. And we got to think that way and operate that way. I think we have closed the gap in CONCACAF somewhat, given the top 4 or 5 teams, Costa Rica, US, Canada, and Mexico. But offensively, we have to be better. Yeah, but Claudine, we know this. Claudine, we know this. We know this. But we have gotten better, Claudine. Defensively, look, we played the US, we played Mexico, and in 180 minutes, we gave up 2 goals. And frankly, the US goal was a Jamaica buck-up goal where the ball ricocheted off of Burke. And today's goal was when we made a substitution change. So we could have played 180 minutes and give up no goals in those 2 games against the 2 top teams in the region, both of who are ranked in the top 20. That says a lot about who we are defensively. No, offensively, we are challenged. I don't think the defensive side can be questioned, frankly, given how we're playing and given what we're seeing. But offensively, we're challenged. That's not debatable. We are challenged. And the question is, how do we change that? Because we can't keep not being able to progress the ball up the field and score, actually. We have to do better. But it's getting late, people. It's 7. If you want to make one last call, please do. It's 7 minutes to 1. I'm closing this down at 1 o'clock. I've been sitting here since about 7:30. I came on at 8. And when you get more seasons, you need to sleep, so I have to get my sleep. But I appreciate you being here, and I appreciate you hitting the like button, hitting the subscribe button. I got a few subscribers tonight, which is very good. People, I'm trying to get to 1,000K, on a stingy, I mean, I struggle to get to the 1. People want to get 1,000K by end of the weekend. That was my objective. Right now, that not even come close. But anyway, those who have been here, recurring returnees, I appreciate you. And if you're new, I appreciate you. And if you come visit, like hit and run, I still appreciate you, right? Because as I said, we're one big family here. We want to have respect. We want to have good dialogue. I'm sure most of us, or maybe all of us, are disappointed tonight in the outcome. But we should be proud of the team and how they played. Because now when we play Mexico, they get tons of chances and miss tons of chances, and we just get lucky. I don't think it was really luck tonight. I think offensively we're challenged, but I think defensively we're there. Let's see how we can then improve. We may have to sacrifice some defense for the offense, but hopefully not a ton. But let's see how we can improve to get to a good place offensively. And look, what we are looking for is how do we improve the team and play well against the better opposition with the view that if things stay consistent, we can beat or play really well against lesser competition. And if we're playing well against in this tournament, given the work of qualifiers and the teams supposed to be ranked on or around us or less than us, then it bodes well for the future, frankly. It does bode well. But Claudine, thanks for being here. And you went viral. Claudia, I need to talk to you. So next time I'm on, you should call in because I want to understand. Should I not clip you or should I clip you? Because I know you said sometimes you don't want me to clip you. Well, I don't know if it's real or not. Because most people would not mind getting clipped. I mean, if you call in, that means you You don't have to get clipped. You call in, so you're publicized anyway. I just emphasize that publicity. So you should tell me. You should tell me. Ravel for the JPL would turn around this national team. I don't know if Ravel want to play football in Jamaica. He may want to play for the national team, but I've heard so many stories and situations with Ravel and what the country was trying to do to get him to be part of the squad. Ravel is just Ravel. He's a maverick. Hala Madrid said we're 2 players short of where we want to be. Now we're more than 2 players short. We need a couple of midfielders. We need a couple of forwards. We're probably about 5 or 6 players short, frankly. It may sound a little bit high number, but I think we're about 5 or 6 players short. Now, Abari Bell is out and Blake is out. So say let's call it 4+, but we are 5 or 6 players short. Oh, Claudine said, don't clip shit like a pro profile. All right, Claudine. Claudine, nobody called in the program on low profile. Okay, if you're calling, that means you're on YouTube. It's a permanent space, permanent recorded. So, but I will honor your wishes going forward. But if you call viral like it is, me I clip you. Me sorry, me I'll clip you. If your call is as viral as it was, because I assessed the calls, no clip you. Chris said we need 7. 7 enough, no, Chris. Look, we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think we need 5 or 6. I don't think we need 7. I think we need 5 or 6. Tinkering with numbers, I don't think we need 7. So if we can get, we don't want to call no name, because if you call name, people them not turn up. It don't make sense to call name. They're not turn up. See, Claudine, you're getting kudos. In fact, all you get is Claudine. You know, like people say good things about you. Because you know when you're podcast, you get cussed. Nothing. No. Nobody no cuss you that I can recall. In fact, you should look through the comments, Claudine. Look at the clip and look at the comments. Everyone was appraising you and said, you know what you're talking about. In fact, some people say, I should let you run the show because I don't know what you're talking about. You know what you're talking about. So it's a good thing. It's a good thing. It's not a bad thing. Miller says, I think this loss is on the coach. Yeah, Miller, me. I think the change changed the game, but not positively. That change changed the game, but it didn't have the intended outcome it was meant to do. In fact, I'm not sure what he was trying to do. And you know what? He should be Jamaica media. When you get to quiz the coach, ask him when they try to. Come in and know. They're confused. You know, I mean, I touched that one now. I'll leave it alone. I'll leave it alone. I've said this, which is, with the football team, it's next person up. Right? If the men's team is next man up, if it's the women's team, it's next person up. So, or next woman up. So, yeah. Yeah, Claudine, they do ask the question, but the question about why you made it, because I didn't think the question was posed in the right way tonight. The question was asked. The coach talked around it. Coach, you're playing well. You're defending well. Yes, Mexico may have been improving, but why would you make a coach, especially in your defense, when the center-back pairing was working really well? They were seamless in how they were performing. They were coordinated. Why would you want to change there? And also, you put on 2 defenders. You're trying to get a draw, or you weren't going for the win. You almost scored with Antonio. Why wouldn't you want to go for the win when you play using 8 defenders if you include the goalkeeper? You only had 3 people up front. Why? That's what I want to know. So I'm sorry I can't get to ask the coach this question because I would really love to get his perspective on this. I think sometimes we're soft on those interviews when we ask questions. You know what? Questions are meant to be asked. You're in the position that you're in. Answer the questions. Question can be respectful, but this question needs to be asked. Yeah, Chris, but we're not getting half of these players. In fact, we may not even get none of them. Because when I heard Nelson talk, he's talking about solidifying his place in a team in the Premier League. He's not thinking about Jamaica, as far as I'm concerned. Mari Hutchinson has shown his colors. He's basically saying, you know what? I'm going to be on this fence for a long while. And if England don't call me, I'm still going to be on the fence for a long while. Mason Greenwood, I think Mason's trying to figure his life out. Ellis Sims, I think I heard him say he's got to make a decision. I haven't heard Dwight McNeil say he wants to play, but I love Dwight McNeil. Sterling, I think I heard Sterling want to come, but I'm not sure what's happening there. And also, people, we got to understand this. But this is important. Enough time a player may want to play for Jamaica, may use pattern on. Enough time they want to play for Jamaica, them can't play because when them people they migrate, they don't use the right papers. That happened enough time. So when you come for try to get citizenship, it's a long drawn out process because they gotta figure out are you truly a Jamaican, who you are. Because John Brown and Peter Simpson are two different persons. It may be the same person, but in a same personalized system. So that doesn't work. So it's not all the time you hear people want to play for Jamaica and they're complaining is because their papers are not straight. So, and frankly, getting the citizenship is not complex. I just did it the other day. Took me 4 months. It wasn't that complex. Wasn't that complex. Wasn't that difficult. In fact, it was pretty simple. You only need one of your parents. You didn't need two. And hopefully they're born in Jamaica. Because when it's grandparents, it's a little bit different. We have time, people. We have time. You know, it's 110 people on watch, but I want to sleep a long day. I'm cranky. I'm cranky with the coach too. Yeah, Real Madrid. It happens. People have to find ways to leave the island sometime, you know. So yeah. I'm just gonna click on some of these and then retire to bed, people. Damien and Hector sub was head scratching. No excuses will be accepted with me. A better coach would have won today with the same team. Look, I question Arteta and some of his changes. So coaches make bad decisions, but there's what double whammy there, right? Frankly, I don't think any of those changes should be made. I think it should be one of the forwards come off. I don't think any defender should have come off, or maybe both forwards. But anyway, all right, people. I thank you for being here. I love you being here. It's been a wonderful, wonderful evening, except for the loss. So it can't be wonderful. It's been a good evening. I am proud of the team. I think the team played well. I think we have things to be positive about. I love Pinnock being in the defense because Pinnock came back. Lati has found his position. He's not a midfielder. He's found his position, and it shows, and he's playing there really well. And the great sofa score give him. They must be drinking tonight because he was more than a 7. So defensively, we're proud. Set piece, we're okay. Offensively, we need work. But people, before you go, hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. I may be here tomorrow at 3 p.m. I had a confirmation for an interview, but given what's transpiring with transportation with the party, it may not transpire. But if it does, and you have subscribed, you'll get a notification. All right? So people, good night. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you, and peace out. Frankie Life is the best to be now. For the best sports talk, and it's free, yo. Frankie Life will be your guiding light by keeping you informed both day and night. Frankie Life, tell them. Frankie Life, heed them. Frankie Life, want them. Frankie Life. From the courts to the field, we'll never lose because Cranky has the hottest news. With expert analysis, we break it down. Our in-depth coverage is best in town. Cranky Life, tell them. Cranky Life, heed them. Cranky Life, want them. Cranky Life. Cranky Life, where the sports is spicy and where we keep the discussion lively. Cranky Life, get to know the name because Cranky analysis is never lame. Cranky Life, give me my Cranky Life. I want my Cranky Life. Must have my Cranky Life. Whether it's football or track and field, you know Cranky is at the wheel. So join the journey through victory and debate and subscribe and don't miss a beat of Cranky Life. Tell them, Cranky Life. Heed them, Cranky Life. Want them, Cranky Life. If you're from England or USA, from Kingston or Bombay, from Kenya or Canada, Lagos or Havana, visit Cranky Life. Tune into Cranky Life. Like up Cranky Life. Subscribe to Cranky Life. Cranky Life coming to you on weekdays. Cranky Life sometimes on Sundays. Pull up a chair and take a seat because Cranky will always bring the heat. Cranky Life. Me say fi tell them Cranky Life. Me say fi heed them Cranky Life. On them Cranky Life. Cranky Life will be around. Cranky Life is the best in town. Me say fi heed them. Me say fi want them. Me say fi eat them. Want them, eat them, want them. Cranky life. Cranky life. Eat them, want them, eat them, want them. Cranky life. Cranky life. Eat them, want them, eat them, want them, eat them, want them. Cranky life. Cranky life. Cranky. Eat them, want them, eat them, want them. Eat, want, eat, want, eat them.